Hi guys, welcome to Ozone.com. This is Mohit Soni, and right in front of you is the Volkswagen Vento with the 1 liter TSI motor. We reviewed it earlier in the manual version. Now we have the automatic with us, and we're going to quickly sum up what's it like to drive and give you a brief idea of the interior and exterior yet again. So let's begin with the front end. What you can see in front is this Highline variant, Highline Plus variant here, which gets these LED DRL lights along with LED lights, which are quite powerful, good illumination, good spread. We've got these fog lamps here as well with cornering function, and that is the side of the car. Again, continues to look very impressive almost after a decade in existence. It's a very nice design, aging really well, and there's no denying that this is still one of the best good looking cars in this segment, despite time not being on its side. Gunmetal finished alloy wheels look really good. This is like I said, the higher version, so it doesn't get blacked out specs. But with the automatic, we've noticed that this is a new BS6 sticker on offer. This is the chrome belt line along with this lip spoiler, which makes it look a little racier and sportier. Obviously the button is here for the boot and it's not here like the Polo. Reversing camera, reversing sensors, and almost 500 liter boot space laid out also really well, so you get a lot of space here. Stop lamp on the inside here as well. Like I said, overall I find it still very good looking in the way it looks on the outside. On the inside, this is how it is. Me sitting behind my driving position, a lot of legroom, a lot of knee room, good under thigh support as well, but headroom, as you can see, is just about okay. You get AC vents, a cup holder, a 12-volt charging socket here, so you can charge multiple devices. It also gets the chauffeur mode, where you just pull the lever like this, slide it ahead, and as you can see, you get a lot of knee room, lot of leg room, stretch out completely entirely and enjoy the chauffeur driven experience. All 4 power windows are one touch up and down. This is still a feature that still nobody offers, and only Volkswagen and Skoda Group continue to offer that. I think that's a great convenient touch that people take for granted. You shouldn't. And as you can see here, we've got what you call is sound insulation, which is extra reinforced over most cars, so that's the reason why you get a very silent cabin, devoid of road noise as well as traffic noise, to be very specific. And now let's jump into the front, and you can see there are chrome on the door handles and here as well while you enter, and that's how a lot of space you get here to keep some stuff like this. That's the boot release button, electric ORVMs, you get cruise control, wipers and light switches here. You get an infotainment system where you can see everything, including fuel efficiency parameters. It is quite dated, the fonts or anything hasn't changed yet, but we're hearing there are some changes on the way next year, be it a new car or some additional features we don't know yet. Coming back to the main car, this is a great sound system. Sound quality is impressive. The infotainment also is spot on, so it is priced slightly higher than the Skoda Rapid, and that's the reason why, because it gets a factory fitted, extremely well functioning infotainment system, which has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and MirrorLink. So you get all of these features, and it's a very smooth, easy, intuitive screen to use. Traction control button, rear defogger, got get automatic climate control here. AC works really well in our conditions. That's a good amount of space in the glove box, which is chilled and illuminated, so that is also a good thing to have. No sunroof, sadly, even today. 12-volt socket here, cup holders which are adjustable, manual handbrake, slightly aftermarket looking armrest with storage though, which is quite good. You can store there's always storage spaces are never enough in a car, in a family car like this or any other family car, so that's a great addition. Overall, steering wheel, steering mounted controls, some voice commands to use, and you can access everything from here as well. and as you can see, you can do all of that. In terms of features, you do get an IRVM which is automatic, and no glass here, but there is a glass here. Height adjustable seat belts. My driver seat is adjustable as well. This is the aux port along with USB. I don't know whether this is a fast charging unit or not, but I think that is it. The fit finish, the quality still remains fantastic. Segment power, and in fact this is the car to benchmark other cars in this segment when it comes to quality and fit finish, and it feels robust at the same time. So we know a lot of owners who still have this experience after almost half a decade of ownership, so that's great. This new steering wheel also makes a lot of sense with the piano black finish and the aluminum ring running around here, aluminum finished. And obviously a segment first, also height adjustable reach and rake adjustable steering wheel, which you don't get in most cars. You only get the rake. And yeah, nice leather seats. This is what the cabin has been with the Vento. Obviously we could have seen more features. There is My Connect on offer. You need to download the app to get the best of it, and you can get it even if you are an existing customer, but not a really old customer, because there is a specific date or year mentioned where you can activate My Connect in your car, be it any Volkswagen. I think that is the interior exterior. Now let's jump to the drive. So what's the Volkswagen Vento like to drive with the 1 liter TSI motor and the new 6-speed torque converter gearbox? Because we know that DSG has been omitted with the new petrol motor here, and it's only available with the 1.5 TSI. And most importantly, how is it to like to drive over the manual version? Well, the manual is a different game altogether. It's very fun to drive. With the automatic, you get the convenience, so you're at ease while driving in the city and out on the highway as well. Most importantly, the torque converter now gives it more low-end performance than ever before, because we all know DSG sort of had this hesitancy of not shifting quite quickly, and the launch RPM used to be quite low, so that would sacrifice the low end and the mid-range, which inevitably lowered the 0 to 100 and 0 to 60 performance of the car. That's all sorted, and Volkswagen is now claiming a 0 to 100 in just around 10 seconds, which is great, and it does do that really well, and that makes it a really fun car to have despite being an automatic. The shifts also are quite smooth and seamless in drive mode, be it upshift or downshift, so getting in and out is quite easy, and it just makes torque around 1800 rpm. It shifts well under 3000 rpm when you are in drive mode, and it's great. You do feel shifts that it's happening, but it's not entirely seamless as the DSG version of the gearbox that we are used to with the Volkswagen Group. Like I said, so you've got your low end and mid range sorted, and that results in good performance as well. The thing that we noticed is that the sport mode is quite jerky when it's downshifting. So when I'm coming from 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st, it is quite jerky, so that makes it a little unnerving to a certain extent. But when you are in sport mode, you are an enthusiast, so you can deal with all of that, and it in fact makes it quite racy, and I do feel like I am in something very sporty, or I'm driving on a racetrack. So you can look at it both ways, because drive mode, whatever it is, you can deal with it, and it's not a big problem, and it's mostly smooth all the time. It's only sport mode where it gets a little jerky when it comes to shifting gears, which it does on its own. You obviously can have a manual control over the gearbox as well, so you can do that when you are really into it. And I think that's going to only happen when you are in a on a racetrack. Also, the other thing that we noticed is that it gets off the line when you start the car in the morning. It is idling quite high, and when you put it in drive mode, it just shoots ahead. It just takes the idle RPM and goes ahead. It doesn't the idling doesn't come down. So you have to be very careful. The moment you put it in D, it will just shoot ahead instead of crawling very slowly. That happens most of the time, but not all the time. If I idle the car properly for, let's say, 30 or 45 seconds, which I usually do with almost every car that I drive, that problem isn't much of a deal for me. But also I was also caught off guard when this happened for the first time in the Polo and now in the Vento as well. So that's the automatic gearbox with the 1 liter TSI motor, and we all know it, this motor makes a great amount of low end and mid range power. Top end is good, but it doesn't redline that quickly when you are in with the automatic gearbox. Even in sport mode, it takes a lot of time to hit the red line and then upshift. So your conquest to go faster can only be fulfilled by a manual intervention, and then you can achieve higher speeds if you are in the mood or on a racetrack or really gunning for it. The motor NVH, as we all know, is fantastic for a 3-cylinder. It is very quiet for a 3-cylinder and it's very flexible. The way it drives overall is also great, because of course it's a Volkswagen. The chassis communication is fantastic. It feels very solid, very darty, almost feels like a video game to drive, because it's that precise. Even video games are not that precise, but this feels so good to drive. It feels so precise and darty that you can just do this all day long and not even get tired, because the NVH levels are great, the road and wind noise is well in check, the seats are very comfortable, and this sense of stability and confidence makes you drive it even more and more, and that is why it becomes your long distance companion as well. It's got a very good fuel efficiency of around 17 to 18 kilometers per liter, so that makes it give you almost 400-450 kilometers of range. Of course, we all miss the diesel range, which was stupendously high at, let's say, 600 plus, but then again, this is also not bad. If you keep it under 120 kilometers an hour, you can expect a 450 kilometer range, which is, I think, great for city runs, outside city runs, out of most cities in India, be it Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Kolkata, etc. That's the reason why the Vento tugs the strings of enthusiasts, because it can do all of that really well. And you've got this 4-year warranty and a lot of peace of mind on offer with this after sales service packages. And of course, when it comes to safety, with just 2 airbags, it has scored 4-star safety long back, so safety is also well taken care of. That is the reason why the Volkswagen Vento is the obvious choice for the enthusiast, despite this segment has a lot of biggies such as the Honda City and the Maruti Ciaz, and obviously you have the new Verna with pretty much everything you could ask for. But the Volkswagen Vento is an enthusiast car, which is also can double as a family car, and that is why it should be on your consideration list. One test drive of this new TSI motor with the automatic or the manual, and you will be pretty sure that this is going to be your next car. I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe to our channel, comments if you still have some questions below, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, see you next time.